we will start with the appendicular skeleton. As I told you earlier that appendicular skeleton, it is present along the transverse line of the body. Okay, so appendicular skeleton, it includes limbs, that is the forelimb. Your arms are known as the forelimbs, and lower limbs or hind limbs. Your leg is known as the hind limb or lower limb. So limbs along with their girdles, that is the pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle, they form the appendicular skeleton. And appendicular skeleton, it constitutes 126 bones of the body. First of all, now we will study in detail about the appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton, it consists of limb bones and girdles. Now, first of all, limb bones. Each limb, you can say arm, legs, each limb, it consists of 30 bones. So 30 bones are present in your one arm and one leg. So in both the arms, how many bones are present? Yes, 60 bones. And how many bones are present in your both the legs? Yes, 60 bones. So total 120 bones are present only in your limbs. So how many bones are left? How many bones are left for the girdles? That is the 6 bones. So 120 bones, they are present in your limbs only. 60 in your arms, 60 in your both legs. Okay, first of all we will discuss about the bones in forelimb, that is in your arms. So in each arm it consists of different types of bones. Let's study them. Each forelimb, it consists of number 1, humerus. You can see in the diagram also. Number 1 is humerus. Second, radius ulna. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is 1. Now these are 2. Humerus, radius ulna, carpals. Okay. You can see in the wrist, bones are known as the carpals. So bones which are present in your wrist are known as the wrist bone, and they are 8 in number. Then metacarpals, that is known as your palm bone, which are 5 in number. Then phalanges, which are present in your fingers, that is 14 in number. Okay, you can see in the diagram also. Let me tell you. So first bone is, this is your arm, is your forelimb. So this bone is humerus. Here it is radius and ulna. In the inner side, this bone is the radius and the outer side is the ulna. Now this is my wrist. Which bones are present in my wrist? That is the wrist bones or carpals. So 8 are present in the wrist. So these are known as the wrist bone or carpals, 8 bones. Now this is my palm. How many bones are present in palm? Yes, 5 bones are present in your palm. Now next is, these are your fingers. So how many bones are present here? That is the 14. These are known as phalanges, and 14 bones are present in your phalanges. I hope it's clear to everyone. 14 plus 5, 19 plus 8, 27, 27 plus 2, 29 plus 1, 30. So total, it constitute total 30 bones, and both the arms 60. Now hind limbs means leg. Okay, so similarly in leg, you can see in the diagram, the first bone is the femur. Femur is also known as thigh bone, and it is the longest bone present in the human body. Then next is the tibia and fibula. Similarly, the inner one, this one is known as tibia and outer one is known as fibula. You can see in the diagram, tibia and fibula. 2. Now next is the ankle. Ankle bone are known as the tarsals. Ankle bone are known as the tarsals, and these are 7 in number. Then metatarsals 5, phalanges 14. Okay. So up to here 29 bones. Total there are 30. So one more is there, that is the patella. Patella is known as the kneecap. So your knee, it is protected by a triangular cap-like structure, triangular flat bone, that is known as the kneecap. So total is 14 plus 1, 15 plus 5, 20, 27, 29 plus 1, 30. So total is 30. I hope it's clear to everyone. Let me explain you with the help of skeleton also once again. So this is the forelimb of skeleton and it consists of, this one is humerus, radius, ulna. Then here it will be carpals. Our carpals 80 number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then after carpals, metacarpals 5 in number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then phalanges 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I hope it's clear to everyone. See, we can count the hind limb bones. This is the femur, longest bone. Now next is the, after femur, next is the tibia and fibula. So this is the tibia and fibula. The triangular bone, flat bone, it is known as patella or kneecap. Then in the foot, bones are present. First of all, ankle bone, which are known as the, these are 7 in number. After tarsals, next is the metatarsals. Metatarsals are 5 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then next is the phalanges, and phalanges are 14 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see here. Okay, it was clear from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The next part of the appendicular skeleton is girdles. Two types of girdles are present in human being, that is the pectoral and pelvic girdle. These pectoral and pelvic girdle, these are formed of two parts. It means each girdle is formed of two parts. Now, these girdles, pectoral and pelvic girdle, pectoral is present in upper part and pelvic is present in the lower part. So, both these girdles, pectoral and pelvic, they help in the articulation of upper and lower limb with axial skeleton. For example, pectoral girdle, it helps in the articulation of the forelimbs, that is arms, with axial skeleton. Which one is your axial skeleton? Your skull, your vertebral column, rib cage and your sternum. Okay, and your lower limb and pelvic girdle. Pelvic girdle, it helps in articulation of lower limb with axial skeleton. First of all, in detail, we will study about the pectoral girdle. Pectoral girdle, it consists of two bones, that is the clavicle and scapula. Clavicle is known as the collarbone and it is a long slender bone with two curvature. Let me show you. This is the ventral side and this one is dorsal side. So this bone is known as this one is known as the collarbone. Even you can feel your collarbone yourself. When you touch here, you feel the hard structure. This is your collarbone. Okay, this collarbone is known as the clavicle. And at the dorsal side, the bone is present, triangular bone, flat triangular bone. This is known as scapula. So scapula is a large, you can notice, scapula is a large triangular flat bone. So this large triangular flat bone, it is known as the scapula. And where it is present? It is present in the dorsal part of the thorax. It is present on the dorsal side. Next is this scapula. It extends from the second rib to the seventh rib. This is the second rib. Okay, this one is the second. So it extends from the second up to seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from the second to seventh rib, what extend? This is the scapula. So it extends from the second to seventh rib. Then this scapula, this flat triangular bone, it has a slightly elevated ridge. Okay, this slightly elevated ridge, this one, slightly elevated ridge, this is known as spine. This slightly and this spine project as a flat expanded structure or process which is known as acromion. You can notice this one, the flat process. This is known as, this is the triangular. This portion, this is known as the elevated process. This is known as spine, and it has an extended structure. This is known as acromion. Clavicle, it articulates with acromion. Acromion, it has a cavity below. It has a cavity here. It is known as glenoid cavity, and this glenoid cavity, it articulates with the head of humerus to form shoulder joint. Let me explain you pectoral girdle once again. Pectoral girdle, it consists of flat triangular bone known as the scapula, and this bone is known as the clavicle, which is known as the collarbone. Now this lower bone, that is the scapula, it has a elevated process known as the spine, and spine, it has an extension that is known as the acromion. Now acromion, it has the cavity known as the glenoid cavity, and the head of the humerus, it articulates with glenoid cavity to form shoulder joint. I hope it's clear to everyone. Now we will start with the pelvic girdle. Now pelvic girdle, it is present in the, it articulates with the lower limb, that is legs. Each, it is formed of two coxal bone, and each coxal bone, it is formed by fusion of three bone, that is the ilium, ischium, pubis. So pelvic girdle, it is formed of two coxal bone. Two coxal means half, one this one and one this one, two coxal bone. Okay. Now we are talking about the half pelvic girdle. So each coxal bone, it consists of three bones. It is made up of three bones by fusion, means they are joined together. Three bones, they join together to form coxal bone. Okay. So these are ilium, ischium and pubis. So at the point of fusion of ilium, ischium and pubis, cavity is present that is known as acetabulum. Do you remember glenoid cavity? Yes. Similarly, a cavity is present in the pelvic girdle which is known as the acetabulum, and the thigh bone. What is the thigh bone? Femur is known as the thigh bone. The head of the femur, it articulates with the acetabulum to form thigh joint, which forms the thigh joint. Okay. Now acetabulum, it articulates with the thigh bone. Now two halves of the pelvic girdle, okay, they are joined ventrally, means in the front region they join to form pelvic girdle. So pelvic girdle, its two halves, they join ventrally by a fibrous cartilage, and the region where they join, that is known as the pubis symphysis. Let me explain you with the help of the skeleton. So this is the pelvic girdle. This is pelvic girdle. Okay. Now two halves are present. This is the one, you can see here joint. So this is one, this is two, and each half, these two are coxal bone. Pelvic girdle, it is formed of two coxal bone. These are two coxal bone. So two coxal bone, they join ventrally by a fibrous cartilage, and their joint, where they join, that is known as pubis symphysis. So this region is known as pubis symphysis. So forms the pelvic girdle. Pelvic girdle, half pelvic girdle, it form of coxal bone, and this coxal bone, it is formed by fusion of three bone, that is the ilium, ischium and pubis. Now the joint. So this is 1, 2, 3. So when three bones they join, at the region where they join, they have a cavity. You can see their hole. So they have a cavity. This cavity is known as acetabulum, and this is femur, and this is the head of the femur, and the head of femur, it articulates with the acetabulum to form thigh joint. Okay. Now this is one coxal bone, this is second coxal bone. and this is sternum. So when sternum is present, it means it is which side? Yes, ventral side. So on ventral side, two coxal bone, they join, or two halves of the pelvic girdle, they join with the help of the fibrous cartilage, and the place where the half of the pelvic girdle or coxal bone join, that is known as the pubis symphysis. So this region is known as the pubis symphysis. I hope it's clear to everyone.